8 contestants, all with a chance to win thousands of pounds. Only one will start in control. Can they stay ahead and beat the pack? Hello, I'm Jake Humphrey, and this is Beat the Pack, the show where if you can stay ahead of your opponents, you can win up to £12,000. Now, as always, we've randomly selected one player to start in control, and today, that player is Andy. Andy, come and join me. Andy, lovely to meet you. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm Andy. I'm a political analyst from Winchester.
Is that not just someone that looks at politics and has an opinion on it, or is it much deeper than that?
I try and get a little bit deeper into the countries that I study, whether that's in the former Soviet Union or in Africa.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just UK politics, it's global?
It's more global, yes.
Could be very helpful for the questions on today's show, depending on what categories come your way. So £12,000 could be yours by the end of today. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What would you do with it?
I've got a very old bathroom that I really want to repair.
What colour's the bathroom at the moment? Not avocado, is it?
Baby blue.
That's even worse. Right, very best of luck.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you here. You are starting in control. You could walk away with up to £12,000. Standing in your way are the pack. Before we go any further, shall we meet them?
Yes.
Here they are.
June, PA from Essex.
Dave, trainee paramedic from Burnley.
Michelle, mental health social worker from Manchester.
Matt, music PhD student from Yorkshire.
Sarah, interior designer from Hemel Hempstead.
Chris, English teacher from Gateshead.
Helen, train driver from Kettering.
What are your first impressions of the pack?
There's a great range there, and some of them will know an awful lot about things I'm very weak on. They're frightening.
OK, who do you look at and initially think, I think you're tough, I think you're hard to beat?
I think anybody who's got the guts to take on a real male-dominated profession like being a train driver is going to be really determined to win some money, so Helen will be very strong.
Yeah, that's a fascinating job, actually, Helen, being a train driver. Do you love it? Because I love travelling on the train.
I love it. Absolutely love it. It is the best job, without a doubt.
And how male-dominated is it?
I'd say about 80% of where I work are male.
We have a man in control. How confident are you that you can beat Andy?
Confident.
Good. All right, so confidence from the pack up there. But, Andy, the important thing is that you're confident today.
OK.
Shall we have a look at the 6 categories that separate you from the final, Andy?
OK.
Here they are. American sports, Charles Dickens, steps and stairs, world cuisine, ballet, and Africa. Interesting. OK, well, each category is worth up to £2,000, and all Andy has to do is answer one question correctly from each category for the chance to win up to £12,000. But if Andy gets a question wrong at any time, that's it. He's out of the game. There are no second chances. However, if he doesn't like a question, he doesn't have to answer it. I'll simply replace it with an easier one, but that will cost him. The money halves every time Andy passes. Now, as for the pack, well, they'll be answering every single question. So if Andy passes and the pack will know the right answer, he loses control, he goes home with nothing, and one of the pack will then take his place. Right, Andy, very best of luck. Let's play Beat the Pack. Now, Andy, from the very little that I know about you, Africa, good category. World cuisine, if you've travelled a lot?
Could be. I like cooking.
OK. What about the remaining 4 categories? Charles Dickens, American sports, steps and stairs and ballet.
I like the right-hand side of that board. I'm not so sure about the left. Steps and stairs could be anything. American sports could be something that I never heard of in my life. Let's try something a bit stronger. So let's try Charles Dickens.
OK. Andy's first category today is Charles Dickens. And just to let you know that at any time during the game, you can give me 2 answers to one of the questions, a double answer.
Yeah.
But use it wisely, you only get it the once. Are you ready to go?
Yep.
OK. Charles Dickens is our first category, and this is the £2,000 question. Which Dickens novel features the character Wackford Squeers? Barnaby Rudge, David Copperfield, Nicholas Nickleby, Martin Chuzzlewit. Andy, have a think. For the first time today, Pack, your answer, please. OK, 7 answers locked in from the pack. Time for your first answer of the day. And the question, Andy, as it always is on this show, is very simple. Play or pass?
This could be a blaze of glory out, but I'll play this one, I think.
Now, why would it be a blaze of glory?
Because I could have been remembering this wrong, and if it is, my stay here will be very short.
Right, so before you give me an answer, how much of this is a guess?
I know that Wackford Squeers was a school teacher in one of the Dickens novels. And because of that, I'm pretty confident it's not David Copperfield, because I remember reading that with great misery when I was about 12 at school. I don't think it's Barnaby Rudge, which is one of his early ones, and I don't think it's Martin Chuzzlewit. So I'm going to say, with my fingers crossed, C, Nicholas Nickleby.
OK, so Nicholas Nickleby is Andy's first answer. Let's lock that in. If it's right, what a start. £2,000 in the bank. We go on to the next category.
If it's wrong, people will remember me.
They will remember you, but maybe not for too long, because your stay here will be brief. If it's wrong, you're straight out of the game, Andy. Is he right and still in? Is he wrong and out? What a start, Andy! What a start. Well done. Really well done. That's the correct answer. £2,000 in the bank. What a start. Well done. The best possible start to the show. Surely that just calms you down now, doesn't it?
Yeah, but there's a difficult part coming up now, I think.
Your game continues. One of the pack is about to leave.
I have a hunch that Chris has spent quite a lot of time on a pub quiz team. And in that case, he looks about the same age as I. He's got the same pepper and salt hairdo. I think I ought to get rid of him.
Chris, I'm so sorry this game has lasted not very long for you.
Not very long, no.
No, so are you involved in pub quizzes and things?
No, not very often. I have done in the past, but not very often do I do pub quizzes now.
And can you take it as a slight compliment that Andy spotted you first off?
Yeah, I got the question right, but never mind.
An English teacher, I should
English
say.
teacher.
Yes. Yeah. I think if you were an English teacher that had got that wrong, he would have wanted to keep you in the pack.
Yeah.
But as it is, Chris, you've been spotted, you look clever, and you fall at the first hurdle. Thanks for playing, Chris.
Thank you,
But
Jake.
please leave the pack. Well, Andy, your game continues. You can still win the £12,000. There are 5 categories remaining, worth up to £10,000.
Yep.
So where should we go next?
I'd like to go for American sports. I think some of them will know a lot about American sports.
OK, who do you think would be good at American sports in the pack?
Dave looks like a sporting man, I think.
Do you wish to share with us how much you know about sport, Dave?
Absolutely nothing.
OK, he says nothing. Remember, the pack will try and give you answers that you want to hear rather than the truth.
I think June's got a huge grin on her face. I could have plucked her strongest suit out.
Well, June, are you a big American sports fan?
Maybe, maybe not.
She's certainly good at playing tactics, Andy. Right, we're moving on then. American sports is Andy's second category. And again, it's worth up to £2,000. Here is the first question. According to the official NBA website, which of these basketball players is the tallest? Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Andy, have a think. Pack, your answer, please. OK, so 6 members of the pack have locked in their answer. Andy, what's your reaction to this one?
It could be any one of 4.
I think it definitely is any one of 4.
And the NBA website is not one I visit frequently.
Right. And now you're wishing you did.
I think I'm going to have to pass this, Jake. This is... It would be 1 chance in 4 and it's not worth it.
All right, well, look, we've got 6 members of the pack. If this pack know a lot about American sports, specifically basketball, then Andy could be in trouble here. Let's reveal the correct answer. Shaquille O'Neal. No? Ring any bells?
I know who he is, and I know he's very tall. And I didn't think it was Magic Johnson, but I will... Kobe Bryant's big. They're all big.
They are all big. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal is 7'1".
Is that even taller than you, Jake?
It's quite a lot taller than me. Yeah, quite a lot taller than me. Magic Johnson, 6'9". Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, positively short at merely 6'6". Now we pass to the pack. Did all 6 members of the pack know that Shaquille O'Neal was the correct answer? If they did, then it's been a short but brilliant game from Andy. Two correct answers in the pack. Well done, June. Congratulations, Dave, as well. So you have good general knowledge. Maybe you're a really good judge of body language as well, because you did, in fact, spot June and Dave.
Yeah.
And they both got the right answer.
Yep.
June, well done. So, have you just always loved basketball?
I knew Shaquille O'Neal was extremely tall.
Yes.
And I have always loved basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
fortunate
that's it.
question for you.
Yeah.
Dave, well done. That's why you were smiling then.
I used to watch a little bit of basketball when I was younger, and I remember Shaquille being one of the tallest players.
All right. Well, June, Dave, congratulations to you both. Please make your way to the safe area. Well done. Right, Andy, ready to move on?
Yep.
OK. The next question, it's easier, but it's worth half as much, £1,000. And here it is. The motor race, the Indianapolis 500, is so named for what reason? It's 500 miles long, it features 500 competitors, it lasts for 500 hours, it consists of 500 laps. Andy, have a think. Pack, please give us your answer. Four answers locked in from the pack, Andy. You're looking intently at the screen. Is that concentration because you're struggling to find an answer here, or are you feeling a little more confident about this one?
A little more confident. I don't think it lasts for 500 hours because the Le Mans 24 hours is the great endurance race. It's run on a very crowded track and lots of accidents, but I don't think it features 500 competitors. So the question is it over 500 miles or is it over 500 laps?
You do have your double answer if you want to use it. Just think very carefully. Obviously, you know the stakes.
Yeah.
One wrong answer, the game is over. Equally, lose the nerve and pass, and if all the pack know the right answer,
Yeah.
you walk.
I might as well gamble. I'll ask you to take answer A. It is 500 miles long.
OK, so Andy believes the correct answer is that the Indianapolis 500 is 500 miles long. Let's lock in that answer. OK. So you had the double answer available.
Yeah.
You chose not to use it.
Yeah.
A brave move.
Possibly very foolish.
Possibly foolish. We're about to find out. Is the correct answer that the Indianapolis 500 is 500 miles long? It is, Andy. Well done. A round of applause. And just so you know, there are 200 laps, and there are not 500 competitors. There are 33. Andy, you are through to the next category. You've retained your double answer. That bravery has well and truly been rewarded. Let's put another £1,000 in the bank. Well done. Brilliant play. It's now your turn to eliminate another member of the pack. We have Michelle, Matt, Sarah and Helen, who are vulnerable. So who would you like to leave next?
There are 3 strong ladies up there. But I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm going to ask you to go.
OK, thank you.
Michelle, I'm very sorry about that.
That's OK, Jake.
Michelle, how would you have fared with the rest of the game, do you think?
Well, the food question would have been an interesting one for me. Perhaps ballet. So I think, just unfortunately, the wrong categories came up first.
I'm being completely honest because you're out of the game now. Has Andy made a good decision by removing you from the pack?
Towards the end of the game, I think possibly.
All right, well, Michelle, thank you very much for playing. Michelle, please leave the pack.
Thank you.
Thanks for playing.
Bye.
So, Michelle is Andy's latest victim, but Andy's game continues. Let's bring back the pack. The pack are getting smaller, your money is getting bigger, and we are now 4 categories away from today's final, which means you could add £8,000 to the £3,000 you've already won. And best of all, your double answer remains in play. Now, you've already said the right-hand side of the board you feel good about, the left-hand side not so positive. We've had 1 category from each, so where should we go now, right or left?
I think I'm going to go... I will go left, and steps and stairs could be anything. So let's gamble on that one.
Andy's next category, steps and stairs. And your £2,000 question is... According to the Eddie Cochran song, 3 Steps to Heaven, what is step 1? This is Andy singing in his head. You find a girl you love, you bend the rules a little, you learn to take a chance, you start to climb the stairs. Andy, have a think, pack, your answer please. OK, the pack have locked in. You know the song?
I have a vision of Tutti Frutti, the BBC classic, where they're singing 3 Steps to Heaven in a churchyard. And I cannot, for the life of me, remember the order in which the... There's a logical answer up there.
Which one's the logical answer?
You find a girl you love. I'll ask for the double answer, I think, on this one.
So let's lock in the double answer. OK, Andy, you can now give me 2 answers to this question, but if neither are the right answer, your game is over. Think very, very carefully, and then give me 2 answers, please.
Can I take answers A, you find a girl you love, and B, you bend the rules a little, please?
Of course you can. Let's lock in. You find a girl you love, and you bend the rules a little. Andy, if one of those is the correct answer, we will add £2,000 to your bank. We will be halfway through the show, and you will have £5,000 as we hurtle towards the final. If they're wrong...
If they're wrong, I go home with what I came here with, which is nothing.
Let's hope that doesn't happen, Andy. Is the correct answer to keep Andy in the game, you find a girl you love? It is the right answer. Well done again. Another £2,000 answer. What a game. Step 2, she falls in love with you.
Yeah.
And step 3, we won't do it now, but you kiss and hold her tightly.
Ah.
Yeah. Andy, well done. £2,000 added to the bank. You have so far banked £5,000 on this incredible game. It's brilliant news for you, but it is bad news for the remaining pack. And I can tell you 4 members of the pack did not know the answer to that question. 1 more member of the pack has to leave. Who is the best player up there?
This is very unfair. But because there's world cuisine left, and because there's ballet left, those are quite girly subjects, he says, in a terribly un-PC way. And I just think I'd have difficulty if Sarah was still left in the pack, so I'm going to get rid of Sarah, if I may.
Sarah.
Yes.
Do you know about world cuisine?
World cuisine, maybe not so much, but general food, I'm not too bad.
And ballet?
That one, it would have been anybody's guess. I'm not that girly.
You're not big into your ballet. And how did you get on with the last question?
I actually got it right.
So Sarah was the member of the pack who got the
Wow,
correct answer.
So that's a bonus in a way.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you very much for playing. Sarah, please leave the pack. Well, we're getting closer to the final all the time. Halfway through the show, Andy.
Yep.
3 categories to play. You could add another £6,000 to your bank of £5,000. Where would you like to go next and why?
Let's see where we go with world cuisine.
Let's hope there's something on the menu here that you want to order, because the next category is world cuisine. And your £2,000 question is... The restaurant Noma, often rated as the best in the world, is in which capital city? Copenhagen, Stockholm, Oslo, Helsinki. Andy, have a think. Pack, please give us your answer. OK, June, Dave, Matt and Helen have placed their answer, and they did so pretty quickly. Have you travelled to any of those 4 places?
I've briefly visited Copenhagen, Stockholm and Helsinki. I've never been to Oslo. It's on my list of things to do. So I think that if you wanted to eat in Noma, you'd have to go to Copenhagen. So that's my answer.
Why do you think that?
Because I read those pages in the magazines which say where you need to go to have a really good meal.
Let's lock it in. Is the correct answer Copenhagen? Is Andy's bank about to be worth £7,000? Andy! Wow! What a game you're playing today.
They're all easy if you can.
What a game you're playing.
They're all easy at all, no.
Well, let's turn then to the pack. June, what do you think of Andy's game so far? We've never seen anything like this.
I think he's brilliant, and I'm glad he's standing there.
And are you
Doing
throwing
it.
some compliments his way for later on, in case you're vulnerable?
Yes, he looks lovely.
Dave, what do you think of Andy's game?
I think he's doing very well. He's a really good player. He's playing it tactically, and at the same time, his knowledge is outstanding. He knows far more than I could dream of knowing.
And Matt, I think you're keeping quite a low profile there. We haven't heard much from you.
Now, my knowledge is very specific in music, and there's no music categories up there, so I'm just doing my best.
OK, well, I think the message is clear. They're finding this game tough. Meanwhile, you are making this look easy. Let's add that £2,000 to your bank. £7,000 now for Andy. Well done, Andy. Once again, you need to judge who you think is going to be your toughest opponent as the game goes on.
Given that it could be a question about ballet composers, and purely because Matt is studying for a PhD in music, I just think he would be a threat on ballet. So I think I'm going to knock out Matt.
Matt, now that we know you're going, reveal to us, how much do you know about ballet?
I avoid it like the plague, to be honest.
So what kind of area of music do you specialise in?
Anything up to around 1900, but ballet is one area which I really can't get into, so it probably would have been safe to keep me in with ballet, but so be it. It's music, and I can see what Andy's thinking is there, so fair enough.
It's Andy's game. He had a decision to make. He chose you. So, Matt, I'm really sorry. Please leave the pack. Thank you. Right, Andy, 2 categories from the final.
Yep.
Worth up to £4,000. You could still be in that final with £11,000. That will be the biggest amount of money anyone has ever taken into the final. Stopping you from getting there, 3 members of the pack and 2 remaining categories. Do we go with ballet? We know you're not happy about that. Or Africa, an area of expertise for you?
Oh, let's get rid of ballet. And if I don't get to play Africa, then I can still pretend that I know more about Africa than anybody else.
You can still walk away saying, well, I was an expert on Africa, never got the chance.
Yes.
And he's chosen ballet. And this is the £2,000 question. Which of these ballet dancers was born first? Margot Fonteyn, Vaslav Nijinsky, Rudolf Nureyev, Anna Pavlova. Andy, have a think. Pack, over to you. Andy, you're a picture of concentration.
Pavlova was the dying swan. Nijinsky was the rite of spring. Rite of spring is around 1912, something like that. Well, unless I'm thinking of La Midi doing phone, which I probably am. And Pavlova, was she before? Do you know what, Jake? I'm going to punt on their guesses being as bad as mine. I'll pass this one.
You're going to pass?
Yeah. It's a real shame, but I think I'm going to have to.
And you're aware that by passing, the questions get easier, which, of course, makes things easier for you, but makes it easier for the pack as well.
Yeah. Puts me more at risk, I realise that. Yeah.
OK, so
But
Andy...
I can't, hand on heart, say which of those two was born first.
OK. So Andy has chosen to do something we haven't seen very often. He's going to pass on a question. What would you have given as the answer if I'd have pushed you?
Pavlova, but I didn't know.
OK, so it really would have been a guess for Andy. A dangerous thing to do at this stage of the game with so much money at stake. Let's reveal the correct answer. Maybe that was the moment to go with your gut instinct, Andy.
Yeah, that's true. It's not making me feel any better, Jake, but it's true.
And I can tell you, actually, Anna Pavlova was born in 1881, Nijinsky in 1890, Fontaine in 1919, and Nureyev 1938. £7,000 in the bank. 3 pack members remaining. If there are 3 correct answers, he has lost the lot. Let's see what the pack knew. June, well done. Another right answer from June. Another £2,000 question correct from June. How did you know that one?
Well, talking about Pavlova and world cuisine, I think the actual Pavlova has been around for a very long time, but I did think that she was older than Nijinsky, so that's how I worked it out.
Good Pavlova knowledge, June. Dave, how much of a struggle is ballet going to be for you?
A massive struggle. I was looking at those, I was thinking, one's a wrestler, one's a dessert, one's a reindeer.
How many ballets have you been to, Dave?
None so far.
Right.
I'm eager to get going now.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you wish you'd gone to one a few weeks ago, don't you?
Definitely.
And Helen, no right answer from you. What did you think the answer was, Helen?
I thought it was B, Nijinsky,
Why?
because it's the only one that sounded like a ballerina.
Right. OK. I think
It was a bloke.
It was a bloke. A good example of the amount of knowledge that perhaps exists in the pack there, Andy, which is probably why you're smiling at this point in the game. Andy's game continues, as does June's. June, well done. You're into the next category. Please go to the safe area. A good player. Let's move on, because Andy passed. The next question is worth £1,000. Here is the £1,000 question on ballet. Which of these is the title of a ballet composed by Tchaikovsky? Snow White, Cinderella, The Sleeping Beauty, Fantasia. Andy, have a think. Pack, your answer, please. So, Andy, this question worth half as much, but it's designed to be easier. Remember, by being easier for you, it's easier for the pack as well.
Yeah.
Bear that in mind and tell us what you'd like to do.
I'm going to play this one. Fantasia was a melee of all sorts of orchestral pieces, and The Sorcerer's Apprentice is by a guy whose name I can never remember, but isn't Tchaikovsky, and that's in Fantasia. Snow White, I don't think has been made into a ballet, but I could be wrong. Cinderella, there is a version of Cinderella, but it's not called that. And I don't think it's by Tchaikovsky, I think it's an Italian. So, one little niggle of doubt, but I'm going to shut it out and be brave now when I should have been brave before and say, see the Sleeping Beauty.
Let's lock in the Sleeping Beauty. And with the kind of game that Andy has played, it's rare to hear you say, there's a niggle of doubt. What is that niggle?
That somewhere I could just be ruling out a little-known work of Tchaikovsky danced by two people in a small room somewhere called Cinderella. But I don't think it is. I hope it's the Sleeping Beauty.
Right. Andy's entire game rests on the Sleeping Beauty being the right answer. If it's right, he's through. If it's wrong, this amazing game finishes now. Andy, we are one category from the final. I'm about to put another £1,000 in your bank. £8,000, Andy. Remarkable. We've never seen a figure like that on this programme.
No.
Nowhere close. Right, we move on. You have one category to go before we get to the final. We know it's Africa. We know that you're really confident about Africa. You know the continent well.
Yep.
But before we go there, one more member of the pack has to leave. It will be either Dave or Helen. What do you want to do?
I'm old. I've lived around the world. And there you've got two young people who are switched on to modern UK culture. And they would be very intimidating opponents in the final round. I'd have to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. And because she is the person least like me, I'm sorry, Helen, I'm going to get rid of you.
Oh, Helen, what a shame for your game at this stage to come to an end. Did you get the last question right, Helen?
No.
And what's your knowledge like of Africa?
I'm not too bad on geography. It's something I enjoyed in school and it's something that I was looking at studying extra, but I haven't quite got around to it yet.
What do you think of Andy's decision to get rid of you?
I'll take that as a compliment.
I think that's the best way to take that, as a compliment. Meanwhile, Dave, you remain in the game.
Just.
How much of a relief is that?
A massive relief. I'm just hanging on by the skin of my teeth, really, but it's great to be doing so well by just not knowing the answers.
Dave, regardless of how you've got here, you're one category away from the final. You compose yourself. Meanwhile, Helen, thank you so much for playing. Please leave the pack.
Thank you, Jake. Cheers.
So, another pack member down, but let's bring back June. June, back you come. OK, June, Dave, the stakes are high for you both at this stage as well. You are both one category away from the final, as are you, Andy.
Yeah.
And you have £8,000 in your bank. Are you ready to move on?
Yep.
When you look at that board, how proud are you to get to the final category with £8,000 in the bank and Africa still to play?
I rode my luck. My gut instinct has steered me towards some lucky right answers. And a subject is left, Africa, the place where I met my wife, the place where I've lived for more than 7 years, and which I've been involved with for a good part of my career. So I hope the questions will be kind to me.
And this is the £2,000 question on Africa. The equator passes through which of these African countries? Liberia, Zambia, Angola, Kenya. Andy, have a think. Pack. Your answer, please. So have the pack locked in their answer for the final time. Is Andy going to give us one last answer that will put him in the final with £10,000?
I am.
I thought you were about to say that.
The very first holiday I ever took with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, We were living in Tanzania, and we drove up to see friends in Kenya, and we parked on the equator. And I took a photograph of her sitting on my Land Rover. And my mother started demanding to know the identity of this mysterious woman. So I told her, and I'm very, very glad to say that Judith is still my wife. I've still got the picture, and the equator still runs through Kenya. Answer D.
Let's lock in the final answer that Andy will give us before the final. Kenya. If Kenya is the right answer, Andy goes into the final playing for £10,000. Is it Kenya? Of course it's Kenya. Of course it is. What a player, eh? Well done.
Thank you.
I think I knew that was going to happen, you know. The correct answer. Another £2,000 in your bank. This is how much money you are taking into the final. But who would you like to take on to play for that money? Is it Dave, our student paramedic from Burnley? Or is it June, our PA from Essex?
I'm probably going to regret this, but because June's been in the safe area twice and has been better than me, I think she deserves a crack at that pot. And therefore, Dave, because, again, you're young, good-looking, and all the things that I'm not, I'm going to get rid of you.
And I think that might be the bravest decision you've made of the entire programme. Dave, I'm ever so sorry.
It's OK, I knew that one.
Oh, well, at least you got one correct answer. I think a round of applause for Dave for getting that far. And I think it's time we revealed something. Dave's been bluffing you. He's the stronger player in the pack.
My gut instinct just helped me out then, didn't it?
Dave, a good attempt, a good try. Did you think that you'd played the perfect bluff, the perfect game?
I had a slight bit of hope at the end, but with Harry's playing it and saying that he didn't want us young people in, I'll stick with that compliment. I can understand why he's got rid of me, so...
Well, Dave, you're clearly a formidable opponent. You've got answer after answer correct, but even more impressive than that, you managed to convince everybody that you weren't doing that. Sadly, Dave, you must leave the pack. Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Do you think Dave was playing a clever game?
I thought that he would be a real danger to me if I slipped up in the final. And I think June is a very strong player.
June, you're in the final. Are you ready to do this?
I am.
Very best of luck. Andy, let's play the Beat the Pack final. So here we are in what promises to be the most remarkable final. Andy, huge congratulations. You have made it here with £10,000 in the bank, and all that stands in the way of you waltzing off with that money is June. Now, Andy, you will face 75 seconds of quick-fire questions. Keep on getting them right, as you've managed to do so far throughout this programme, and you leave here a winner. However, answering correctly or take too long to answer, I'll stop the clock, and June will be given the chance to answer that same question. Now, June, if you manage to give me 3 correct answers in 75 seconds, you will steal every single penny of Andy's £10,000. Now, we know that Andy wants to spend the money on a bathroom. What would you do if you walked away with £10,000?
If I walked away with £10,000, I would like to take my children and my 2 baby grandsons on holiday, hopefully somewhere like Disney theme parks, you know, those types of places, because I think we'd have a great time all together.
So very best of luck to you. But Andy, you've been in control for the whole game. All you need to do is stay in control for a further 75 seconds. Your time starts now. Which sweet substance is a favourite food of A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh?
Honey.
Correct. According to the 1979 Buggles hit, what killed the radio star?
Video.
It's the right answer. What name is given to the device in a beer can that forms a creamy head when the beer is poured?
Widget.
Correct. The title of a 1957 film starring Henry Fonda refers to how many angry men?
12.
It's the right answer. Before becoming Prime Minister, Robert Peel established which London organisation in 1829?
The Metropolitan Police.
Correct. Which animal is the subject of the painting Monarch of the Glen by Edwin Landseer?
Stag.
Correct. Which metal has the chemical symbol Pb?
Lead.
It's the right answer. Which BBC radio DJ missed his show in June 2012 to attend the birth of his son, Eli?
Chris Evans.
Correct. In which sport did Britain's Duncan Goodhue win gold at the 1980 Summer Olympics?
Swimming.
Correct. Timpani, bongo and tambourine are all varieties of which instrument?
They're percussion instruments.
Correct. Handbags and Glad Rags was the theme tune to which British TV sitcom?
The Office.
It's the correct answer. Which English county contains the largest part of the Peak District National Park?
Derbyshire.
Andy, with one final correct answer, you've just won £10,000.
Sorry.
What a bathroom that's going to be.
Yeah, it's been waiting for many years, but now we've got something to do with it.
Well, Andy, the wait is over. Finally, you can reveal to us what it's been like to play the game today. How have you found it?
It's been great fun, thank you, Jake. And I'm going to go back and play Eddie Cochran's 3 Steps to Heaven over and over again.
Well, June, well done to you as well. You made the final, and there was absolutely no shame at all in being pipped to the post by Andy, who has been the best contestant we've ever had on the programme. So thank you very much for being here, June. Congratulations, Andy, ladies and gentlemen. What a contestant, what a programme. And make sure you join me next time when someone else will have the chance to win up to £12,000, but only if they can do what Andy's done. Dominate the programme, show their knowledge and beat the pack. Bye-bye.